You must take a definite idea, set it in the center of your thinking, and then logically arrange your further thoughts in such a way that they are all closely linked with the original idea. Even if you do this for only a minute, it can be of great importance for the rhythm of the physical and etheric bodies. When you objectively observe the most spiritual area to which modern people devote themselves, the religions, ask yourself if the basis of modern culture, practically in religion, is not human self-interest. It is typical of modern sermons that the preacher criticizes people for their selfishness. We must never forget that higher knowledge has to do with revering truth and insight, and not with revering people. When we have learned through a period of finely honed training to live in imaginative thinking, when we can engage the whole of our being in this imaginative thinking, we find that it immerses us in a reality hitherto unknown to us. The Oriental thinks everything in the sense-perceptible world is Maya. Everything perceived by our senses and all thinking connected with sense perceptions is Maya, the great illusion. The only reality is the reality of the soul. What a human being achieves in his or her soul is reality. The true teachers and educators are not those who have learned pedagogy as the science of dealing with children, but those in whom pedagogy has awakened through understanding the human being. All of nature begins to whisper its secrets to us throughout its sounds. Sounds that were previously incomprehensible to our soul now become the meaningful language of nature. When we project the specific organization of the human body into the space outside it, then we have architecture. When children draw or do rudimentary painting, the whole human being develops an interest in what is being done. This is why we should allow writing to develop from drawing. The capacities by which we can gain insights into higher worlds lie dormant within each one of us. Normally, adults process their waking experiences during sleep. Children cannot yet carry their waking experiences into sleep. Thus, in sleep, they settle into the general cosmic order, without taking their physical experiences into the cosmic order. Throughout systematic exercising of our thinking faculties, we can train ourselves for exact clairvoyance. Imaginative knowledge is the first step in supersensible perception, and through it we reach the first element of the supersensible it is possible to reach, namely, the supersensible body that we bear within our earthly body in physical space. For the most part, people think in ordinary life without bringing order into their thoughts. The guiding principles and epochs of human development and planetary evolution, the great viewpoints which have been opened by the initiates, bring thought into ordered forms. All this is part of Rosicrucian training. It is called the study. However superficial prevailing views of heredity seem to be, it must be admitted that a person is indeed the bearer of inherited characteristics. This is the one aspect. He must often battle against those inherited traits and rid himself of them, in order to bring to fulfillment the talents latent to him before he entered earthly existence. What is attained by a developed thinking is not visions, but spiritual sight of realities. What is attained by a developed will is not ordinary soul experiences, but the discovery of a consciousness different from the ordinary. What the human being sees, what is poured into his environment, becomes a force in him. In accordance with it, he forms himself. Observation and thinking are the 2 points of departure for all the spiritual striving of man, insofar as he is conscious of such striving. The workings of common sense, as well as the most complicated scientific researches, rest on these 2 fundamental pillars of our spirit.